26 medals. That's what India has won in the Olympics so far. We have been participating in Olympics for more than 100 years. We started that in 1900. We have won 26 medals. That is like one medal every 4 years. We have got one person, Mr. Anubhav Bindra, God bless him, who has won the gold medal for India in shooting in the year 2008. One person out of 1.2 billion people. Just imagine that. Can we do better? Of course we can do better. Being in the top 10 economies in the world and being the second largest population in the world, there has to be some reason why we are not doing well in Olympics. The problem is that we start asking that question just after the Olympics or like 2 weeks before the Olympics, but we don't ask this question constantly and we don't work on that. The main reason that India does not do very well in Olympics can be explained by the phenomenon of effectively participating population. Sounds very technical, but a lot of research has been done by Krishna and Haglund on this concept of effectively participating population. So let's talk a little bit about that. So the countries who have done very well in Olympics, like China, Russia, USA, and some other countries, their effectively participating population is like this much. And for India, even though the population is 1.2 billion people, the effectively participating population is very low, like this much. Now let's talk about why is that and what exactly does that mean? Well, effectively participating population is the population who is really trying to win the medal for the country at one particular time. In India, that population is very small. And why is that? Well, there is a lot of disparity among rich and poor people in India. A lot of people live under the poverty line. A lot of kids are malnourished. It's very difficult to motivate a malnourished kid to go for the sports. He will be worrying about his next meal or whether he'll be wrestling with other people. The answer is very obvious. Number two, their resources are very limited. The resources are limited to big cities, and only sometimes the elite or the rich kids can have an exposure to those. People who are living in villages or the talented people who are living in some offshore cities, it's extremely difficult for them to travel to those particular places. There are no roads, there is no transportation. How are they going to get access to all these measures which can really make them better athlete? Another problem which basically decreases the effectively participating population in India is the mindset of people. So what mindset am I talking about? Indians still are kind of okay that, that sports are not that great and, we should focus on the studies more than the sports. And you know what? We technically cannot blame them because in India, there is no safety net for the people who are in sports. A lot of people who think about making their career in sports kind of leave it when they reach the high school because they know that if they do not reach the national or international level, then they might not be able to feed themselves. They might not be able to find any job. It's such a competitive society. So what can be done to effectively increase the population? Number one thing what they should do is to get rid of malnutrition from the country. Very difficult, but they have to do it. It's extremely difficult for a child who is not sure how to get the next meal to focus on the sports. Number two, they have to harness the talent from different small cities and villages. It's very easy for somebody in Delhi or Mumbai to go to a club or to get some sports facility, but it's very difficult for people who are living in remote areas to enjoy those things. Another thing which government has to do is that they have to make sports a matter of national pride. I mean, we all talk about great things when India does very well in Cricket World Cup. But we hardly talk about Mary Kom, we hardly talk about Sania Nehwal, we hardly talk about Vijender Singh. We only talk about these people when Olympics are approaching, like a month away. And then after the Olympics, we all say, well, they didn't do very well in the Olympics. It was such a shameful experience. The hockey team should not be sent now, and all those things. But to be honest, I don't think that those athletes should be shameful. I think we should be shameful. The government should be shameful. We, the people of India, should be shameful that we are not providing the resources to these people so that they can do well. We cannot just, go to Olympics and hope that we win a medal. I'm talking right now in 2013, and realistically speaking, we don't have a chance in 2016 or maybe not even in 2020. Our realistic chance is in 2024, but India should emerge as a big force at that time. Children at the age of 5 or 6 should actually be screened to see in what sports they have interest, and they should be harnessed. They should be seen if they are potential medal winners for the country. There are few associations now which have started to look into that. We have Mittal Champions Trust and we have Olympic Gold Trust, which have started to put some money into the prospect of winning gold medal for India. But again, we have to make sure that those athletes should feel some economic security and safety, and they should know that if they are putting in a number of years in an attempt to win a medal, then the government or some trust would take care of them if they are not able to do so. Friends, we have a population of 1.2 billion people. We are the 9th largest economy in the world. We have done extremely well in science and technology and so many other things. There is no reason why we cannot replicate that success in sports. If we really put our heads together, if the government supports us, if there is less corruption, we can certainly emerge as a big force in sports also, and might be able to win a lot of gold medals. Chak de India!